This is Eric Rutan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew McKay Smith.
G'day everybody, welcome to the show. Well, it is rather surreal for me to announce that I bring you yet another conversation with the great Steve Harris from British Lion and Iron Maiden. This one was recorded in the Green Room at the Triffid in Brisbane on the evening of Monday, September 9th, 2024, prior to Steve tearing up the stage with his British Lion bandmates. They put on an exceptional show, and it was also the night before the Iron Maiden performance at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Now, throughout this conversation here, it was an opportunity to talk to Steve about the shows, the Iron Maiden shows, and also what he's been doing with British Lion, how well they've been received across Australia. It's also a great opportunity to dive into some of the subjects that I didn't get to cover during the first interview, such as his relationship with Bruce Dickinson, those Lado basses that were a part of the artifacts on the photographic artifacts on Powerslave, and much, much more. Just a heads up, I had hoped to bring you a video interview. Unfortunately, that couldn't happen. Either way, I recorded this chat using my trusty Zoom H6, and here it is, my second chat with Steve Harris from British Lion and Iron Maiden. All right, Steve Harris, London, New York, Amsterdam, Los Angeles, now famous in Brisbane, Fortitude Valley. How are we treating you?
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, I like it here anyway. It's a good place. It's one of my favourite places.
Oh, great. Okay, great to hear. Fantastic. Given you travel all over the world, we'll take that, no doubt. Yeah. The British Lion shows. Now, I understand a lot of people are coming here because of the Iron Maiden Association, of course, but...
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it's... I suppose we've been going long enough now for people to discern whether they want to come see us or not, you know, with a couple of albums out and stuff. So, yeah, there'll be a couple of Maiden shirts in the audience, I'm sure of that. But these days it seems to be finding its own audience anyway.
There you go. Okay. In terms of the audience response, which city has given you the best reaction on the British Lion front so far?
On this part of the tour, or
yeah, because the Australian shows.
Okay, that's a tough one. I think. See, the thing was, I think probably there was more people in Melbourne, so they probably had the edge because there's more people. But I thought we played better on the two shows before that. And I came off thinking that we weren't as good as we usually are. And then everyone said they thought we were great. So I don't know. I mean, what do I know? But yeah, I think they've all been good. And even like in Adelaide, where we didn't have as many people, the reaction was really, really good. So I've been happy with our reactions everywhere, really.
And what about which songs have been giving the best audience reaction? Do you think, like, you know, there's peaks and troughs on Muso too, so I feel that. So from your perspective, which songs in the catalogue are resonating?
It's hard to say. It's quite a long set, really. It's like, well, it's an hour and a half, so, you know, you're going to have a little bit of ups and downs in the way the set's balanced. You can't keep people, you know, going up all the time, all the way through the set. It's not possible. I don't know any band that can do that, not even Maiden. So you always have a kind of a bit of a up and down during, and that's kind of how you plan the set out. And so normally we try and sort of hit them with two or three. It's a good thing with Maiden, really. You try and hit them with two or three songs at the beginning, and then you kind of maybe ease off a little bit and take it somewhere else, a bit of whatever. But I like the audience participation ones. I think Last Chance usually goes down with a bit of a single and beginning and all that sort of thing. But it can vary, actually. It depends whether people know the songs or not. And some people do know them. Obviously, the ones at the front are probably more the hardcore types who maybe this has failed quite a few times. And also we got a couple of people that have been following us around, you know, since Europe as well.
Out there.
I know, it's crazy. So they know all the words, and that's nice because sometimes you go somewhere and you know, kind of feed off that. And if there's not many people singing the words, then you kind of feed off them as well. But
yeah,
it's nice to see that there's people really, even if they don't know the stuff very well, they're reacting positively to it anyway.
Absolutely.
So the reactions so far, they're really, really good. And we're really pleased with them. I shouldn't say that now, should I? Well, not touch wood. But yeah, touch wood, yeah. But no, it's been good.
What about the Maiden side of things? Australia, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like Australia has, strong all over the world, but the diehards, like we do, we love you guys. And in terms of audience reaction there, has it been any different this time around given you've been here?
I think it's been maybe stronger because I think it's the most people we've done. I mean, Bruce said it is. I don't know if he's just saying that or he knows more than I do. But I think there's probably the most people we've played to. So from that point of view, there's more people. But that doesn't always mean the reaction's better, because sometimes when you've got a small audience and you've got the hardcores there, it's more like a sort of a hardcore kind of reaction. So you get people coming along and checking it out because they just want to sit on the fence and they come and check it out. You're not going to get as big a reaction out of it. And so it swings around about us really a little bit. But I thought, again, Melbourne was good because there was a lot more people. And both nights were good. I thought, from our point of view, playing-wise, I thought we played really well on the Melbourne first one. And so that tends to govern, I think, the way I feel the audience is going. So, so that one for me I thought it was my favourite so far, I think, the first Melbourne show. But the second one was good as well, but I thought the crowd were maybe slightly better, but I thought we weren't quite as good. It's just from one night to another. It's nothing in particular. It's just that some things just seem to lock in from the first note. And there's all kinds of things that can, sort of accomplish that, really. But
Yeah, no, I hear you. Old fans like me know all the B-sides, so we're talking songs like Juanita, That Girl, but a song like Reach Out, sung by Adrian. Do you think that'd ever feature in setlist?
Nah, I don't think so. No, I mean, we've got so many songs, and also, that's not our song. Yeah, so, we wouldn't play something that's not our song. Why would, it's tough enough trying to choose a set as it is without, bringing songs from other people in it. I mean, I had the same sort of philosophy with Maiden at the beginning as I have with British Lion, that, where we didn't have enough songs of our own. We'd play a couple of covers here and there, but there would be like stuff that was not very well known. So other people would be playing really well known stuff, but we wouldn't. We'd play stuff that was a bit right off the wall. And we did it with British Lion as well. But then as soon as you've got enough of your own songs, the covers get big now. We did that. I did that with both bands.
Okay, gotcha. Well,
but I've got some live recordings, like say for British Lion, of some stuff that we did, a couple which may end up being put on. I don't know. Well, really singles anymore, but I suppose you could get, something like a B sustain. Yeah. But that's the type of thing.
When you dive into your career, there is that partnership with Bruce that's the most prominent. I'm only talking about prominence, like that. So, what do you think it is about that? What key factors and ingredients do you both share that makes that relationship stick?
Well, I've always encouraged whatever band I've been in or whatever I've done in the pop, even before that. It's always really the front man that you want to push as being the key focal figure, really. I mean, it was only like because, say, Paul wasn't really that active on stage. He had a great stage presence, but he wasn't really very active on stage. So you kind of, not say compensate, but you just fill in for whatever ups up. But of course, when Bruce come on, he was full on front man. I mean, we wanted to push him that way. And also, Bruce does a lot of the interviews with, like, he's apt to speak in mainstream media. I'm not so good with them. So
I'll ask you about that because you did feature on mainstream media here in Australia.
Yeah, but that was because of football. So I could talk about football all day long, but it's a bit different with mainstream media. He's good at doing the mainstream media, so we get him focused on that, and so that gives him, and also with being a pilot and all these other things, it gives him more of a profile that's a bit more out there than the rest of us. And I'm totally happy with that because I don't really seek the limelight anyway.
Well, that's interesting. I'm going to ask the question anyway, okay? Because look, I'm sure you've got some awareness of these things, but you are a figurehead, not just in heavy metal, but in rock and roll. You're one of about a dozen people that people know by name and they know the association.
Yeah, but I don't call mainstream media, and I don't call I've been asked to do loads of things on mainstream media, and unless it's got a purpose, like I've been asked to do lots of football, programs, for example, And I don't really do them. And it's like, if there's a tour coming up or an album coming up, and it's something that's important for us to promote or whatever, then maybe I'll do it. But just to go and do stuff just for the sake of it being like celeb type stuff, I'm not into that. I've never been into that. So that's not me. But that doesn't mean to say that someone else can't do it. And Bruce is good at that stuff. And so, it all works.
Actually, I meant to ask you about the covers before we moved on to another topic, but there is an Australian song by an Australian band that you made all your own, so that's not going to feature the Skyhawk song, Women in Uniform.
Well, actually, I think they're from New Zealand, I think you'll find.
Skywalk? No, it's Aussie. That's
Really?
Split Ends.
Oh, Split Ends, sorry, I'm thinking of sorry, I'm splitting Split Ends, yeah.
Easy to confuse the two.
But yeah, Skyhawks, yeah, okay, well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'll be totally honest, I didn't want to do that song, really, to start with, because I didn't think it was really us. But I thought, well, we'll try it, we'll give it our own treatment, which we did, and it worked out okay. But it's not something I really, I it's one of those times when I did a compromise and I'm going to get to my own gut instincts, and I probably shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, it is.
But that's how I still feel about it, really. I mean, it's still alright, and it's a good song, but I just do think it was right for us, really. And that's what we sort of maidenised it, if you like, to a certain degree. It's quite different to the original.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So.
Well, I don't think a lot of the audience would probably even know it's a Skyhawk song, to be honest with you, in Australia. I mean, a generation since long moved on from.
Well, it's a totally different type of song the way they do it originally, and obviously didn't intend it to be like the way we did it. But I just tried to put our stamp on it because it didn't feel comfortable to start with. So I got it feeling a lot more comfortable. We're not 100% comfortable then.
Well, talking about a song that you do own, which is right in your wheelhouse, and as a bassist, it's right up there in my top three. Blood on the World Hands. Unbelievable intro on that one there. Will that feature, do you think, on the sets?
I don't know really, because obviously that was the Blaze area. It doesn't mean to say it won't get used, it's just that there's so many songs to choose from. And I enjoy playing that song, not just because of the intro, but I think it's got good melodies and stuff in it. But whether we'll end up doing that, I would probably not.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Lado basses, I know you played them because they're in the Powerslave or the media artwork, was released. I found some old stuff. And, do you still have them? Do you still own them?
I've still got them, yeah, of course, yeah, I've still got them. Joe Lado, I mean, he was great, he was really good, and I tried them out, and they worked to a certain degree, but they just didn't feel, I mean, they're fantastic looking basses, and they sound really good too, but they just didn't feel right from on stage. I just feel comfortable with the defending position, so that was it really. Yeah. I tried lots of different makes of basses over the years, and once you start doing well, people want to start throwing gear at you of all kinds, but I won't put my name to something unless I'm going to use it like all the time. Like the Tech 21, for example, it's not a sales talk. I'm using it now. I use it for Maiden as well. I'm using it like as a DI sort of thing as well. So it's actually that I can say, because I do use it. So I'll talk about it and say, whatever it is. I think it's a fantastic piece of kit. But other things that I've been offered to use, and I mentioned their names, but it's very nice that they come along and say, do you want to use this stuff? And I go, yeah, okay, I'll try it. But if it doesn't feel right for me, I'm not going to put my name to it or start pushing it, because it's not something I believe in. Well, not for me anyway. It might work for someone else, but if it's not right for me, then that's it.
They were thrilled with the mention during the last chat, by the way. They contacted me and actually shared a reel and stuff, so I was stoked with it. But it's a good thing because it lets people know that there's another bit of equipment out there that if someone wants your sound, well, this is how to get it. There's a lot of people.
Well, it's like the EV speakers. I've used EV speakers, well, for God knows how long, and that's what I'm trying to recreate with Tech 21. I've got 810s behind me, like here, because they're easy to get. But they're not really my sound. Tech 21 gives me very close to what my sound is with the EVs.
Yeah.
I mean, not 100%, of course, but, it's very, very close.
Yeah.
So it makes it workable. It means I can, so if the equipment's not going to be there in time because it's travelling, mate, I can't get that stuff out or whatever. And in Perth, I was able to use it because we were already there for a few days before.
Yeah.
But when we're travelling, just whatever, and I'm doing gigs literally on days off, the gear's not going to be there yet necessarily. So I have to use other stuff. And if I travel to South America or something like that, which just with Rich Line on our own, like we've done before, I can't always get EVs, and not easy to get in some places. So that's where the Tech 21 came in, and thank God. That's what we say.
Concept albums. Seventh Son is a certain type of fan, looking at one, loves that album dearly, but would love to see you dive into a concept style piece again. Now, I know you've touched on it with some other albums.
Yeah, but these things happen naturally. You can't just sit down and think, right, we're going to write a concept now. I mean, it doesn't work like that. So with Seventh Son, it came together very naturally. So started off with one or two songs, and it just took the theme kind of through it. You know, yeah, loosely in some cases, but took the theme through it. And but it wasn't something we said, oh, right, we're going to sit down and write a concept album. You know, it just never done that. We've never pre-planned what we do with the music. Sometimes we might have a bit of artwork we think, well, you know, might work for something, but in general, you know, with the music, it's always like we just don't know what we're going to do next. Yeah. So, but when we sit down and write it together, or if I write stuff myself on my own, or whatever, you know, whatever anyone else brings in, we've no pre-planned idea what the next album's going to be.
Yeah, okay, I hear. Two more questions, if that's okay. Challenge. You've risen through a lot of challenges through your career. You've met all of them, surpassed them, and gone on to thrive to have a career that's frankly unparalleled. But what do you feel has been the greatest challenge you've overcome?
It's tough. I don't know which is the greatest one, but I think it's always tough if, like, you know, someone leaves the band, or, you know, I think the toughest one was, I suppose, probably when Bruce left. You know, to try and keep the band together and go out and still, you know, do, you know, whatever, and do something different and get a different style of singer. Blaze was a very different style, and you know, I didn't want to. There was a couple of people who sang very much like Bruce. What's the point? You know, end up being like a tribute band. So I didn't want that. So you know, we took it somewhere different, and I'm really proud of those that time with Blaze. And I think you know, he helped keep the band going. So it was great. It was a challenge, and so yeah, I like a challenge.
Talking about challenges, and my friend John Howard, who I've set up the interview, wouldn't forgive me if I didn't ask you this question, but it is, in your view, what would it take for West Ham to be a contender in a premiership?
Well, I've never bet on them for anything, but no, whatever. Sorry. Well, I think they've got the workings right now. I mean, they've bought some really good players. Whether they can piece it all together and make it work, it's easier said than done. But I don't think we'd ever be, you know, we haven't got, you know, money or a big enough squad to be able to challenge for, like, you know, a real top place, or even the top four necessarily at the moment. I'd be happy if we came in, just got in Europe again in the sixth or something like that. But you never know. I mean, it depends how long it takes for these new people to fit in. Obviously, he's a new manager, and he's already, I've seen signs against Man City. I thought that they really attacked well, and whereas no one would have sat back, it would have been like the Alamo against them. We actually really took the game to them as well, and you know, it didn't work twice, and we could have got something out of the game. So I was pleased with that, because I thought we looked good on the front foot. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's very tough to put a good run of results, and the consistency is the thing. I mean, like City, you've got such a, you know, great squad.
Yeah,
their second 11 would still be able to stand up against most first 11 Premier League sides. So that's what you're up against.
Well, there you have it. Another chat with the great Steve Harris from British Lion and Iron Maiden. Special thanks again to Steve, but also to Dave, his manager, Doug from Hardline Media, and in particular, my brother, John Howarth, for helping organise that chat. Very grateful. All right, if you're new to what it is that I do, and chances are you could be, I have been conducting conversations with musicians from the broader banners of, or under the broader banners of hard rock, heavy metal, extreme metal and beyond since 2017. The first chat I ever conducted was with David Vincent from Morbid Angel, to give you an idea where I'm coming from. But if you like bands such as Celtic Frost, I Hate God, Acid Bath, Infected Rain, Ghoul, Neurosis, Cradle of Filth, Killer Be Killed, Sepultura, even the Stranglers, I do branch out into punk and rock and roll as well. I think you'll find there's plenty for you to sink your teeth into over at scarsandguitars.com. All right, that's it from me. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith. Thanks very much for listening. Until the next one, it's a goodbye for now.